Yep, that sound means it's the RUSS TOLMAN Good Time Hour. And welcome to today's program. I am the aforementioned Russ, and we have for a guest later on Mr. Jon Langford, known as a solo artist, a visual artist, record artist, recording artist, drummer for the Mekons, a early British punk band, all kinds of things. We're going to start everything off, though, with Portland's very own Delines, who have a left like Frazier.
That first boy had gotten out of juvie, was living in his aunt's garage. He had a way of talking and he looked dangerous, and he was. And her boyfriend from Spokane tattooed her name on his arm. He kissed her up and down all night, and he was funny when the needle wasn't in his arm. That's how you break a broken heart. I'm telling you what to do. If you wanna break your broken heart, I've got a map for you. She fell for a man who had a sadness he couldn't be, but she took care of him and put up with that. Still he dragged her into the deep. And that man in Tacoma kept her in a place for a while. He had a wife and kids, a left hook like Frazier, and words that hit just as hard. That's how you break a broken heart. Well, I'm telling you what to do. If you wanna hurt yourself even more, men like this will help you. Deserve it. That's why it feels right when you're certain that it's wrong. This is how you break a broken heart. Well, I'm telling you what to do. If you wanna bust your broken heart, I've got some tips for you. This is how you break a broken heart. I'm telling you what to do. Break your broken heart. Here's some tricks for you. Little by little till you're on the ground. Little by little till you're on the ground. Little by little till you're on the ground. Little by little.
Those obstacles ahead, they don't disappear. yourself, get up now. And live for you, baby. You gotta live for yourself. Get up now. Place your feet on solid ground. Get up now. Friends come and go, who's got you now? Learn to love yourself the way you love the idea of love. Get up now and live for you, baby. You gotta live for yourself. Then from that place of love, you can love your neighbor. But only from that place of love that starts in your very own heart. Get up now and live for you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you got to live for yourself. I can't live it for you, baby. Live it for you.
We would like to welcome Jon Langford to the RUSS TOLMAN Good Time Hour. Hello, Jon. How are you today, this evening, depending on when folks are listening to this?
I'm great. I am in Chicago. It is frozen, but I am going to Miami on an aeroplane this afternoon and going on a boat with the Outlaw Country Cruise for 5 or 6 days with the Waco brothers, and we're playing the sail-off show on the main deck, so we have to get on the boat and get straight on stage, which is...
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds great.
We're normally the last band on that stage, which involves kind of like wrecking it. So this is quite... We have to be more positive and constructive this year and leave something.
Yeah. So how many times have you been on those cruises? Have you been on the West Coast one?
No, only ever on the ones out of Miami in the Caribbean. Yeah.
I see. How many times? I missed that. I talked right over you.
This is the 4th time, so it's...
Oh, wow. Awesome.
We refer to it as party prison.
This will be the first time without Mojo Nixon.
Yeah, it's very sad. And Jeremy Tepper.
Right, exactly.
Who was the guy who really put the whole thing together and was
right.
Constantly conspiring and connecting with people to make it something really, really special. It was his idea in the first place, and the idea of, satellites and cruise ships becoming vital to, a form of American roots music that was dying on the vine is pretty incredibly visionary, I think. They had the idea that you could make this extraordinary thing. I never wanted to go on a cruise in my life. I just thought it'd be the worst thing ever. And you know what? We've had some really good times because, we're on a boat with a lot of people who are really, into your music, and people there's a blurry line between, audience and friends now in that situation. And then you get to hang out with, I've been on the boat with, this time, Dave Alvin and Jimmy Dale Gilmore on the boat, who I've toured with a lot. So that's really nice. Last time we were on the boat, we sang with Lucinda Williams, and she's on it again this time. I've collaborated with Steve Earle a lot in the past, and he's on the boat, so it's going to be fun. Steve Wynn is on the boat from Dream Syndicate.
Steve, I've known Steve since 1977, I think.
I hope I didn't just make that up. I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, I think he is too.
The list is incredible. Rosie Flores is, like Auntie Rosie to my kids, and she's such a great musician and friend. I will looking forward to hanging out with her.
Sounds like fun. So I assume it's all the regular Caribbean stops.
Yeah, we go to Nassau and St. Thomas on this one, which I haven't been to either of those before, but. It's a cruise line thing. The stops are less interesting than you'd imagine. Mostly there's some kind of like tourist version of where you're supposed to be, but you're not actually even really near where you're supposed to be.
Right.
We always try to break out. First time we went to Mexico, we disobeyed instructions and jumped into cabs and went off down the coast and found an actual Mexican place.
Oh, that's nice.
We went to Falmouth once, and that was they had a whole mock village with crafts and stuff like that you could go to and pretend you're in Jamaica and go to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville and stuff like that. But
yeah,
with a security guard, we said we need to go out there, and out there was, the real Jamaica, which we were warned would be terribly threatening, and people would do awful things to us. And of course, people were just lovely. And that's just your typical white people fear,
Right. So, you're so busy. Where do we start? You put out a Jon Langford record last year, right?
Yeah, that was it's me. I like to collaborate. I mean, I don't really do solo albums so much as collaborations with other musicians and outside of the Mekons and the Waco brothers. So there's been a string of them. People think I'm in loads and loads of bands. These are usually projects that have a kind of a lifespan. And the Bright Shiners was the one we did last year with a great label in Spain called Tiny Global Productions. And we put an album out called Where It Really Starts. And it featured me writing songs with Alice Spencer, keyboard player and singer from Austin, Tammany Garami, who I'd worked with before, a violin player who actually played with the Mekons, deputized for Susie and the Mekons, and John Szymanski, who did the Four Lost Souls with me, and we were wanting to do another project together because we live close to each other.
There you go.
I work with people like with the Mekons. It's the whole thing is geographically challenged. There's always kind of like massive amounts of airfares and carbon footprints to, include in the calculations. So, but yeah, Bright Shiners was a good one. Yeah,
that's the band I saw here in Palm Springs last summer. I think it was summer. It always feels like summer here.
Yeah, no, it was. We played by my friend Bob and Alice's pool. It was great.
Yeah, it was good fun. And you're going to be out here again in California, at least in this part, in the Coachella Valley for a couple things. One, Mad Cat Gallery. Full disclosure, my wife and my gallery in Rancho Mirage, and you're going to be in Sound and Vision 2025. Your art is. And is
it all up on the wall yet?
It's not on the wall. It goes on the wall, starts going on the wall next week. Yeah. We're closing the current show on Saturday night, and then yours opens on March 8th, and on March 7th, you and Gil Landry and me are going to be playing a show together in Indio, which is just down the desert a little bit towards Arizona, in a town called Indio, which is, I guess, famous besides for dates, but also for where they do a lot of festivals like Coachella and Stagecoach.
Right. I don't think so.
It's kind of a cool town. It's basically a little agricultural town, and now it's got kind of a little hipster thing going on in the old downtown, like the old Main Street, which is not called Main Street. It's called Russ Can't Remember Street, and it's very cool. It's got a record shop and a couple record shops, some vintage shops, and a cool music venue called Little Street Music Hall, where we will be on March 8th.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So let's go back to 1977. You were a student at University of Leeds.
Yeah, I went up there October 76, and the first day I got there, I met two of the guys that I would be in the Mekons with. And that first day, they told me that their friends had a band called the Gang of Four, and we just chased the Gang of Four's coattails used their gear in their rehearsal room, because punk had happened, and punk rock was this seismic event in Britain that, split families generationally. You either hated the Sex Pistols or they were the second coming. And we were art students. And frankly, the education I was getting was fairly boring, and we just sort of tossed away our paintbrushes and became punk rockers, because that seemed to be a more, exciting, lively way to be making something. So that was basically, the Mekons have always just been, this band of art students who like to make things.
That's kind of sounds like the British band sort of thing. There's so many British bands that started off as art students.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Stones, Pink Floyd. I don't claim their lineage, but
there you go.
Well, actually,
why not?
That's not really true, because Dick Taylor,
right,
was in the Rolling Stones, and then the Pretty Things became a member of the Mekons. So
I did not know that.
There is a lineage. Yeah, the mighty.
Wow. So how did Sally Timms get involved?
She was just. I had a girlfriend who was at college and her roommate was Sally's cousin, and we met in the pub one night, and Sally started hanging out with us, and then we ended up living in an apartment together, where the Gang of Four sort of got this housing association apartment in an old listed building, and the Mekons and the Gang of Four basically lived in it. And as rooms came up, people would move in. So Sally moved in, and I don't know, if you were there, you had to join in all the kind of drunken activities, which mostly involved recording things, writing songs, staying up late, So she's been in it since, really, the first thing she did, it was about 1982, I think. Wow. 81, 82. So she's been doing it. And of course, she's now our fearless leader. And we all defer to her.
That's awesome. I think it's about time we hear a song, Mr. Langford.
Play Where Were You? That was the original Mekons, kind of our biggest single. This was a song that David Bowie selected in 1979 in his top 20 for the BBC, and that kind of did good by us, really.
I would think.
The recommendation from Dave was really good. Mekons Where Were You on Fast Product Records in 1979. And that was the second single we did, but it was the independent music sort of scene was just starting at the time, and that was a big record to sold a load outside of what the normal record business was at the time.
You were talking about the Gang of Four, and I did not realize the association between Mekons and Gang of Four. Wasn't aware of that at all, but I was a huge Gang of Four fan for those first couple records, and they came to Davis, California, where I was a student. I was in a band, and we were lucky enough to open for them at the Coffee House. I think this was 1981, and they said, "Great guys, you can use our bass amp because we don't want to move it. It was a small stage, but don't touch the knobs." And you know their bass sound, that grindy, distorted, very loud. But it just totally ruined our entire set.
Was Dave Allen still in it then?
I guess I don't know. It was early on, so I would assume it was.
Yeah, he was my. I just dropped the phone.
Oh, okay. I thought you were putting something in the suitcase.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Aha. Oh, and then you dropped the phone. Aha. You're a multitasker, Mr. Langford.
Yeah, never try it. Multitasking is for losers.
So, what brought you to America?
Well, it was, playing music. The band, the Three Johns, came first. That was after the Mekons sort of were, we signed with a major label and then kind of got dumped and ended up fiddling around in our bedrooms for a long time, not being a proper band. And I got really involved with a band called the Three Johns, who were this sort of heavy metal art school disco band.
Oh, yeah.
With a drum machine. Play a track by them.
Death of the European, here on the Russ Tolman Good Time Hour.
We lost John Hyatt last year, who's the singer. He had a long struggle with throat cancer. He was very, very, exemplary. The way he dealt with it and the way he talked about it and the way he kept working and kept positive right the way through it. But he died about a year ago. And it was a big shock. But the band wasn't really doing much anyway for a long time. He couldn't really sing for a long time. So, but back in about 1986, 85, 86, when we first brought that band to America, and the Mekons came soon after because I made a lot of contacts over here with the Three Johns. I don't know. It was just one of the most exciting, crazy things I've ever been involved with.
Sounds awesome.
No, I really like that song. When that came out, it was I don't know. We were using drum machines and loud guitars. It was I liked the fact that there was sort of other bands doing that. The Sisters of Mercy were doing it in a really gothic kind of way, and we were friends with them. But I think the Johns had a lot more kind of like R&B kind of humor and stuff like that going on, surrealism in it that the goth bands didn't really have so much. We weren't really that much doom and gloom, but that's got a bit of doom in it, that one. But there you go.
Hey, we all like a little doom. We all like a little doom. I met the Sisters of Mercy on their first tour in San Francisco. My band True West opened for them, and then by the time we got to New York a few weeks later, they were opening for us. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, they were nice fellows. I met Andrew on a radio program.
He was me and him were drum machine buddies. We like to talk about technology together.
Yeah, that's funny. So after the Three Johns, did it become Jon Langford singular?
No. That was the Mekons kind of bounced back fiercely then.
Aha.
Beer and Whiskey, which alarmingly came out 40 years ago.
Alarmingly.
And and since then, the Mekons have been the main thing, but as I said, with some sort of geographic challenges that make it hard to get together, and the pandemic really sort of kicked us in. So it was. Yeah, we were lucky that we did a big tour in 2019, and you did Europe and America and had an album out. But there was a long period of regrouping after the pandemic because we were doing records with Bloodshot Records, and they managed to flush themselves down the toilet around that time.
Ouch. As record labels do from time to time.
Yeah. When you when you turn on each other, it's not positive. You're doomed. But we plow on with the Mekons. We have a deal with Fire Records in London now, and we have a new album coming out in April. Cool. And we'll be touring most of this year. My time is given up to Mekons. So
it's about time to hear another song. What are we hearing?
Play another project I had with John Szymanski, Bethany Thomas, and Tony Newsom, who's a Californian woman. She's from Vacaville, just outside.
I know Vacaville very well.
Yeah.
It's on the way between Davis and San Francisco.
Yeah. And she was an actor in Chicago, and I met her when she was in a play called Goldbrick, where they used my music, and we became good friends. And she introduced me to Bethany Thomas, and the pair of them were singing backing vocals with the Waco brothers on records and live, because I don't know, they're just very good singers. And then we decided we should have a project. And when I met Norbert Putnam, one of the original Swampers, rhythm section from Muscle Shoals, I met him at a thing I was doing at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and he was involved in it. It was a thing honoring the Nashville Cats and their connection to Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, and the 60s recording boom in Nashville. He invited me down to Muscle Shoals to to record.
Wow.
And I thought, well, I have to write something specific. And I thought perfect for, to work with Bethany and Tony on that project. And Bethany brought John Szymanski in, which was great. But we went to record the day after, I think it was the day after Trump got elected in 2016.
Wow.
And I'm taking, two strong black women from Northern California and Wisconsin down to Alabama in that climate. It was funny because we got there and actually the people in Muscle Shoals were really cool and we didn't feel awkward or weird at all. But we were thinking it was going to be this kind of, MAGA nightmare. But we made a great album with Norbert.
Well, let's hear it. And now it's...
This is the Natchez Trace, yeah.
Natchez Trace. All right, from the album Four Lost Souls.
Anywhere you want me, anywhere in time and space. 3 hours from Nashville, crawling up the Natchez Trace. You left no number, there was no disgrace. With a Cadillac man left holding the can out on the Natchez Trace. Stood up on an ancient mound, took my time to look around. 2 ways for me to go, no point deciding when you're on your own. I know you from Jackson, I'll never forget a face. I saw it last when I paid for gas out on the Natchez Trace. Rolling to the Broad Blue yonder, picking up the pace. Head triggers and guitar breakers, heading down the Natchez Trace. Pulled into a country town, crossed the tracks and looked around. No place for me to go, not a problem when you're on your own. There is no end to this, the wars of class and race. Shadows that crawl and follow us all down the Natchez Trace. We left in number, there was no disgrace. If there's somewhere you know that you'll never go, take the Natchez Trace. Right down the trail of tears, roll back 10,000 years. Grab a 20 from the ATM, Andrew Jackson's on the road again. Anywhere you want me, time and space. Anywhere you want me, time and space. Anywhere you want me, time and space. Anywhere you want me, I'll be down the Natchez Trace.
There is no end to this, the wars of class and race, yeah. What a pathetic songwriter I am. No end.
You are. Did you say prophetic?
But that's the point. A lot of people are feeling very dispirited at the moment, and I like to quote Tony Benn, a British socialist politician, to him, who says, he just says, the struggle is never won, or there's never a final victory, and there's never a final defeat. The struggle continues, so toughen up. That's my message to the people. That's my message to the people.
All right. Wow. Our time is flying by. We better hop into another song if we expect to get a little more in here before.
Some solo stuff about my hometown in Wales. I was living in Chicago and I found myself involuntarily kind of composing songs all about South Wales, where I grew up, seaport town. This one's about sailors who got off the boat and forgot to get back on, and fathered many of my punk rock mates back down in Wales. So this is called Pill Sailor, Pill being the area down by the docks.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was somebody who enjoyed their pharmaceuticals.
Well, they probably did as well.
A pit bull tattoo, one good eye of blue, that's wandering still, but what can you do? These ropes are all knotted and tangled round me. I'm a sailor who wandered a little too far from the sea. Did they raise up this child just to die? To stare for too long into one sky? Surely buses from Tiger Bay, but I'll spend my nights down in Pill. They shut down the docks, thrown our lives on the rocks, but my good eye is wandering still. Past the pubs where I fester all day, will transport the bridge, transport me away. These ropes are all knotted and tangled round me. I'm a sailor who wandered a little too far from the sea. Channel, great ships by the score, to carry out coal and carry in ore. And at night these old sea legs were anxious to stray. They come from all over, but never intended to stay. So tell me something I don't know, and find me a skipper with somewhere to go. These ropes are all knotted and tangled round me. I'm a sailor who wandered a little too far from the sea.
Yeah, that's my song about my hometown. I tended to write a lot about Wales. I don't know why, because it didn't fit that. Those songs seemed so personal to me that they wouldn't really fit with the Three Johns or the Mekons or the Waco brothers. But there's another one. We had a band that was a kind of collaboration between Freakwater and the Mekons. It was called the Freakons.
I was wondering.
Only because Meekwater would be the worst name for a band ever. We fantasized that Meekwater would open for the Freakons. It would just be the same people, but we would be deliberately rubbish. And then Freakons would come on and be wild, you know. But I wrote a song, actually, this was recorded live at Hideout in Chicago, my favorite venue and community center. For adult musicians, and I actually played piano. I'm very proud of this one because I actually played the piano live in front of an audience, which I never do, and it ended up on a record. So it's just called Blue Scars of a Miner.
Is there life after coal? What future for the collier? The scab and the hardline are both, where the blue scars are the miner. rising up now from the earth. We're branded and we're blinded. The sunlight and the dull cue boast. The blue skies are the minor. Is there anything but drink, drugs and last reminders? A single teardrop rolling down. The blue skies are the minor. The blue skies are the minor. And in my dreams I work again, and what was lost I find. Pockets full down at the club, a chorus of Delilah. And now I lay me down to die. Let the darkness bind us. What I earned for you. The blue skies are the minor. The blue skies are the minor.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a line from Dylan Thomas, who, if you're Welsh, he's one of the inescapable presence. I think Dylan Thomas and Tom Jones are like my godfathers or something. Yeah. But the Mekons this year are going to take up most of my time. So I've got to get where we've been rehearsing already. We tour in May. We're going to be in San Francisco in July. Europe first, obviously, and I think we're playing Portland, Seattle. There'll be some dates on the West Coast, LA, of course, and the new album's called Horror on Fire Records, and this is a song we didn't need to rehearse because we know this one. It's only got 2 chords in it, and it's we've been rehearsing the new stuff, but this is what you'd call an old chestnut, and it's from an album we did called Mekons Rock and Roll for A&M Records in 1989. It's kind of our anthem. So it's called Memphis, Egypt. That was the Mekons. I've been in the Mekons since I was 19 years old, so it's kind of a strange situation.
It's your life, Jon.
We still can't find the exit. As Sally says, there's only one way out, and it's in a box, but that seems like a particularly cruel joke.
That's a little grim.
Yeah.
But even though probably quite truthful, we're very excited to have you coming here to the Coachella Valley. Of course, this program runs live in Davis, which is the other part of the state, but a lot of people download it as a podcast. So wherever we are.
Miami. I'm off to Miami on an aeroplane, Russ. It's going to be great. Play Awake the Land of the Shadows.
Again the night has come. The sun has shrunk away, and now we fear our overseers more than our enemies. I hear your voice in my sleep. Through the darkness and the separation, in sorrowful drudgery, I wonder where you are living. And there's no time for anything, just a night of stars expiring. Tell me why this is so cruel, 'cause I can hear them coming over the mountain. I walk along the banks of the Thames, and there I saw a flame of fire. I walked from the west to east, against the tide but with the current. And the darkness, I saw the beam of light. Awake the land of the shadows, where we labor day and night. Awake the land of the shadows, where we labor day and night.
So Dylan Thomas is a big, as a poet, is a great influence on me, but in current times, I've been thinking a lot about William Blake, and I think what we need is, rather than all these, kind of, both sides are just seem crammed with useless, money-grubbing, selfish, narcissistic idiots who are selfishly marching us all off the edge of a cliff. William Blake was a great visionary, and I like his vision. I think he was basically a kind of the great inspiration for English socialism, or British socialism. And so this is a honest tribute to William Blake.
It's been great having Jon Langford here on the Russ Tolman Good Time Hour. I know you have to run off and hop on a plane to Miami for the Outlaw Country Cruise, John, but we'll be seeing you soon.
You will. July with the Mekons. Bye now.